Five of Pentacles. Now, fives, what do I call them? The agents of chaos. They are the agents of chaos because they encourage us to change. They encourage transfer. I say encourage. They usually kick the shit out of us until we change, right? That's what it is. And there's 4 fives. If we can forget the Hierophant, we forget the Major Arcana, but in the suits, 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. That adds up to 20. So I always see them as elements of judgment, of the Judgment card, which is transformation, change, and rebirth. And this is where we feel a lack. Now, that's actually a good thing in this reading, because you need to know where the space is before you can decide what's going to fill it. Death. So this is the lack card. This is the poverty card. For some of you, you're suddenly realizing, well, I need more money if I want to be able to do that. For others of you, it's like, well, you know, I don't really get the love and support that I feel I deserve. It's been a struggle with the 5 of Pentacles. This is feeling left out in the cold. This can be being the outsider looking in to some situation. But there's a very deep and profound understanding coming into this week of what is missing. Now, that can take a very dark turn. And for those of you that have, I'm very sorry about that. But this very much is a message for those of you that are looking to fill the space now. Well, okay, if there's a lack there, what do I want? What do I want? Now, that whole angle of lack and, you know, losing things, it's Death card comes up here. And death is death of the old, birth of the new, right? It is those cycles of birth and death and birth and death. And we go through them again and again. Old selves die away, right? Relationships die away. Situations die. But then something new is born in its place. Whether there's a physical ending or not. But I want to say this. When Pentacles come up, that's usually about the physicality. So there's this sense of maybe that physically I don't have enough people that support me in my life. Or physically I don't have the things that I want. Or the money that I, you know, anything. Pentacles can be anything that gives us physical security and stability is a lack here. This could even be in your health, you know. I'm not taking care of myself as much as I could. It's a lack in the physical security and stability. There's been a removal though. And death usually shows up when everything's gone. You know, we're kind of stood there and saying, what's next? You're going to take the shirt off my back as well. It's that kind of energy. But those things no longer serve us. And sometimes we have to go on faith with that. And just trust them. But I liked that. I wanted that. No, you didn't. Because it was this. It was all that crap that was on your back. And you're like, well, you know, it was my crap. Yeah, it was your crap. But you dumped it. You dropped it. You dropped it. I will say this, sometimes, you know, it's general, so it can go both ways. But this can talk about rejection, where we leave something or someone else out in the cold. But I feel like whatever it was, it's because you felt this. You felt like you were carrying a load of crap on your back, trying to climb up that slope. You weren't him sitting pretty. You were that poor horse, laden with everything. You're not going to get very far, and it's not going to be easy to do that. So it might not feel like it for some of you, but it's freed you up. Yeah, you might be sitting in a bare house right now with nothing around you, in an emptiness, but it's about time to fill that up. But whatever this was, it was a struggle, massive weight that you were carrying. Might be that you were carrying stuff for other people, and that's where you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. It's not worth it. They don't support me when I need it. I would always say, you know, I hear a lot of talk, and I'm just going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, but it's coming through, so I will honor it. I hear a lot of people, and you watch how they speak. They're like, yeah, screw other people. They've been doing this to me. I've been doing that, you know, and they do this, and everyone, you know, focusing on what other people are doing wrong. And I get it, you know, I'm guilty of that myself. We all do that. And yet this is not about that. Whatever they did, let them do it. This is about what burdens are you carrying? Eyes on your path. Where are you going? Where is there lack in your life? What do you want to bring in? Screw what anyone else is doing. And the reason I say that is because we have the 9 of Cups coming up here. So if we keep looking at what other people have done to, or not given us, or taken from us, or whatever, however they're messing up, however they're different from us, however they don't see the light as us, whatever it is, we're not going to look within. And the 9 of Cups is asking you, well, hang on a second. Well, what's your wish? What's your dream? I try to do that with people as well, that, you know, when they're complaining, sometimes you'll get people, chronic complainers, I call them. There are 3 types of complainers. One, it bonds you with someone else. Like, you know, so if I go on a bad date and I come back and I call you up and I'm like, oh my God, can you believe he did this? Like, you know, that kind of energy. And that's something that you kind of can make light of it, so it's not so bad. Then there's the ones that complain to get something, to achieve something. You know, my hotel room was dirty. Hey, your assistant did this to my stuff, like that. Then there are those people that complain all the time, but they don't want to fix. And so when you come across people, I always try to get them to say, well, okay, well, what do you want in this situation then? What do you want? And that's what you're being asked, Aquarius. What do you want? What's your heart's desire right now? Whatever it is. I don't care how fantastic it is. You know, if it's, I want to be supreme ruler of the universe. Okay, why do you want that? Because that's always going to be the question next. Why do you want that? But it's about wants. 9 of Cups is, what do you want? What is your true heart's desire? And also, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Just might get it. And I kind of feel that's especially true for you with the Fool coming up there. So we have this, right? In this space, you're calling in what your heart's desire is. Things might have fallen away, dropped away, lost them, ended, rejections, whatever's been going on. But in that space, we're going to put now what your heart desires. That's why you have this beautiful energy coming in here in the present. 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is, okay, so it's stripped back. But you know when you stripped it all back, it's like that bloody, like a crappy floor that you have in your house or some nasty carpets. And you're like, screw that, I'm ripping this up, getting it out of here. And then you see the most beautiful kind of like a wooden floor underneath that. And it's like, oh my God, this just needs a polish. Look how amazing it is underneath all of that crap. And that's kind of what this feels like. That you've been removing the crap and you kind of now see, well, yeah, that's my heart's desire. 4 of Wands is saying you have a solid foundation. This can be a change of job. This can be a house move, a change in the energy around us. People and things that support our creativity. They're not a drain. We don't feel like they're not supporting us. They do support our creativity, our passions. But when this comes up, especially with it coming up in the present, it's asking, well, 4s are always a pause, right? We stop, we take a little pause. For whatever reason, each suit has its own reason for why you pause. The 4 of Wands is asking you to pause and celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate how far you've come. At the very least, you survived all of that stuff leaving. At the very least, you're still standing, even without any support, even with struggle, even with that lack of money. I want to say this, and I don't know who this applies to. It might just be one person. But please don't base your dreams based on the lack, or your wish on the lack. That's why I was going with that fantastic. Let it be as big as you want it to be. Because, you know, if yours, I'll give you an example. So I've got no money. I've got no money. I don't want that to be a problem anymore. So I'll just go take any old shitty job. Or, you know, because I have no money, I'm just going to sacrifice all the things that I love to do. Because then I can save. It's faith. It requires faith to dream that big as this is. It requires, you know, a true trust in the self that I can have this. I can have my heart's desire. I can have not just what I want, but plenty, more than enough to share with other people even. That's big. That's 9 of Cups is big. It's the minor arcana version of the Star card, which is our card, right? It's our card. But so how do you get to that stage where you'll dream that big or have your heart's desire? Well, knowing that you'll have a solid foundation, grateful for how far you've come, committing to building on that, committing to more action required. And I do get that sense of stripping it down to the bare bones with that 10 of Wands there. You've dumped all the other stuff. Now it's about what are you going to build on this? And it's kind of, your reading feels like you're going like leaps. You might be here stuck. And then it's almost like you don't just take a next step. You kind of leap somewhere else. Because that's what it feels like, leaps and bounds. And, you know, you're skipping a few steps. So if someone showed that to you, if I said to you, hey, you're going to finish school and then you're going to get a promotion. You're like, hey, what happens in between that? It's kind of that sense. But when you dream it that big, you can make those kind of leaps and bounds. And that's how the energy's coming through. So I'm also saying that because we've got the Fool. You looking at your foundation, you're trying to build on this, commit to this and build. I'll put more action into this. I'll show what I'm made of. And this is like almost something radically new comes out of it, which even you are not imagining that. And the Fool is it's that transitional phase. It's that, wow, am I ready to take this leap of faith, to really leap into what I want? Now, a lot of people say, yeah, I'll do it. A leap of faith, I'll take it. But have a look. No one's offering her anything. No one's showing her the way. There's nothing in front of her. There's this huge kind of ravine or kind of chasm in front of her, and she's ready to jump. That's what it is. That's why it's such a leap of faith. There's nothing. There's no signpost. There's not a decision. This is just, okay, because look at her. She's looking back. She's looking back at the changes she's been through. She's looking back at where she is. I always get the sense with this is anywhere but here. If I want to do this, then I'm not going to be able to do it here. Let's jump off. I'm almost seeing like the come to the edge card from Wisdom of the Oracle. That's what this reminds me of. That this platform's tiny. Yeah, I don't know where else to go, but I'm just going to I'll just leave where I am. Let me just jump forward and go into something new. And it takes faith because there's absolutely no signpost, no idea of where you're going. Brand new map. You're about to go and explore a new country, a new destination you've never been to before. You're the first person that's going there. It's almost that sense, right? And so, oh God, what's popped up here? Hold on 1 second. And so, yeah, you're leaping forward, and that's why it's a leap of faith. But you do it because you think, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that new experience. And when you come at it with that kind of energy, when you come at it with that kind of, I just trust this, that, that's the only way. Because this is all unseen. It just feels like a wish and then a leap. Do you see what I mean? Then we can build something solid. This is then getting the right people to work with. This is then, mind, body, and spirit coming together to build something. But like I said, it's the stripping away of what doesn't work, of what hasn't helped. Celebrating the things that have helped you or have been there for you. And then this is, Three of Pentacles is compromise, working with others, but you're not in a position to compromise here because you don't have anything to give. Five of Pentacles, I don't have anything to give to this. So Three of Pentacles, why? Because this is something that you're building for your long-term security and stability. There's actually a very practical, solid reason behind this. Because you believe in something different. What you identified with. Now this might be, and let's give you some examples. So say you've always been really hardworking, right? And all the rest of it. And it might have even paid you well or whatever. But with the Five of Pentacles coming up, it's like, I don't get the support at work. I don't identify with the fact, I don't care if I have a great job or whatever. I want support. That means more to me. My ego identifies with something else now. I believe in something else. And it's important to know what you believe so that you can, it determines your actions. Whatever you believe in will determine the action that you take. The Hierophant. The Hierophant, it's that, again, somebody else got this combination. So what do I believe? What do I have faith in? That's changed for you guys. Big time changed for you. And so when we change at such a deep, profound level of what brings us stability, the rule book that we follow, the shoulds that we have, we all have them. What's traditional to us, what we identify with, what we believe in. Then we're going to put effort into a different area, right? Find new people to work with, have a new future that we're going to try and build. Bit of a chaotic reading, I'm going to say that. But the kind of chaos that I think Aquarius can do really well with, if they can get out of that aspect of, it's very easy to get into that, like, why does this always happen to me? And what I lose everything. And that kind of shit. No one ever understands me or whatever. This is about honoring yourself, honoring your own feelings, honoring your beliefs, honoring your faith. And I talk a lot about this, self-honoring behavior. And, people, when you try to take care of yourself, when you try to build something for yourself, you're always going to get called selfish. Always. But there's nothing selfish of taking care of your own needs. Sometimes we don't have anything to give anyone. And it's almost like, well, I need this for myself before I can share it. Before I can share it with other people. And you will do. And, if there's been a misunderstanding, I feel like it will get cleared up here with the Page of Swords. But only when you decide what experience you want to leap into. That I want a new experience. I'm going to do things differently. Then there's a second chance to clear this up. But yeah, it feels a bit gnarly getting to that place. Like, I don't know what bridges you might... Oh, bloody hell, look. Time to go. This card is, it's almost like the Eight of Cups, but I also see the world in it. Because it says you've gotten everything that you can out of this situation that you've been going through. It's done. Look, the Death card, it's removed, all that stuff's gone. Let's go get something new. Let's go somewhere new. Let's go have a different experience now. Time to go. And I know that's the truth because you got never-ending story with it. Never-ending story, it's the wounded ego. It's self-criticism. It's, you know, those stories aren't true. That's the fearful, the little parts of ourselves, you know, where we're telling those new stories. So think about that. If the Page of Swords is coming up here, then it's saying it's time to tell a new story. It's time to be that little spy and go out and get new information about your life based on where you're going now, the new experience that you have. You're relearning who you are then, right? Aquarius, King of Swords. But you're coming up as the Page of Swords because you're relearning what you believe, what you think. It's almost like that rebirth kind of energy is so strong here with the Fool and the Page of Swords and the Death card. It's not about telling those stories about yourself anymore. Those have to end. It's time to write an ending to that story so you can go have a new story. Dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world. Interact with it and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were truth, not that old story that you were telling yourself. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous. I know, it feels empty and cavernous, right? Chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you are the luckiest person on the planet. You will be for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much, rainbows explode in the ether. And I want to say this around that. I've been doing, if you follow me on Instagram, you know this, the whole Taurus manifestation challenge. Well, we've been looking at different aspects of this. Now, I don't like that it says act as if, because it's not about fake it till you make it. That's bullshit. You can't fake a vibration. So it's really honoring what your heart desires, because that is a great vibration to get into. Being grateful and celebrating how far you have come. All right, and that's what this is. Dearest you, a rigid tree branch breaks under strong winds, yet flexible seaweed survives powerful ocean swells. Right now, we gently remind you that being flexible is a good choice when faced with life's challenges. Surrender your fixed ideas to spirit, who know what's in your highest good and can deliver to you what you need in the appropriate form. In this moment, rather than fighting or being too sure of your way working out, be a little looser and allow for another outcome. Compromise can be the best. That's compromise, actually. Three of Pentacles is compromise. I don't know if I said that before, but it is. Compromise can be the best way forward if you want to learn new ways of doing and seeing. Stay aware, curious, and teachable. Take life on life's terms. Your purpose may push you in a direction not on your map. Let it. Be so flexible that no storm can uproot you. In the end, you will still be rooted in the world, in abundance, and you will indeed experience the beauty that is yours. We love you so much. Now, I kind of understand this message because I was getting something like this a few months ago. For some of you know that I wanted new experiences. That was something I was trying to manifest, and I did. But, you know, if you want a new experience, then how the hell are you going to be able to plan for it? How do you know what it looks like? You don't know what it looks like because it's unknown to you. That's the whole point, right? That's the whole leap into the unknown. It's the leap itself that's the point. Nothing else matters with that. It's just like throwing yourself into something. Come what may. I'll get the information, you know. The time is now. The opportunities will come to me. I will get the information. I will ask the questions I need to. I'll do all of that. But it's taking the leap itself that counts. And the only thing that kind of holds is the weight from the past. It's this. And if whatever you're doing, there's two types of people here, like I said at the beginning. Those that feel empowered and ready to go for it. Like, this is worth it. I'm willing to pay the price to get what I want. To build this. I know how far I've come. I know what I've been through, what I've struggled through to get to where I am. I'm going to go have it all, right? Nine of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Whereas there's others of you that the motive behind what you're doing, the why behind all of this is fear, wounded ego, denying yourself stuff. Dreaming small because you think that's all I'm worth. That's all I can get. Like anything would be better than this. But dream the biggest dream that you can, the one that empowers you. Because you do have the foundation to do this. But you're going to have to leave behind some crap to go get what it is that you want.